Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Film School Rejects podcast. I'm your co-host Billy Howells, and joining me is,
Skye Colcott Williamson.
and today we are now at the beginning of May. Can you believe it? I can't. That is insane.
I just take a look outside, Billy. It's all sunny.
Uh, but that does mean it is the start of the summer movie season. The summer movie season is the beginning of May to the end of August. So today we are going to discuss our most anticipated films of the summer movie season. I always get very excited for the summer movie season because a lot of the big movies of the year come out in this period. I probably should have explained this to Sky before we start, but the way we're going to do this is, for example, if my number 5 was Sky's number 2, I would say, this is my number 5, and then Sky would say, I have this higher up on my list. And then once we get to Sky's turn to talk about that movie, that's when we have a discussion about it, just to kind of keep things flowing, so we're not talking about the same movies twice. Yeah, do you kind of get the gist of that?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Okay.
But it's like in my ranking, right? It's not when it comes out.
Yes, yeah. Should we do honourable mentions first? Have you got any honourable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Do you know what? You know what I do? I have one that it's not like I don't want to see it, but I actually just want to see how bad it is.
Okay.
So my honorable mention, which should come out soon, is Another Simple Favor.
That's out. That came out yesterday, actually.
Yeah, no, it came out yesterday, and I kind of want to see it.
I want to see it, but I've heard it's not very good.
I don't think they needed a sequel at all.
No.
But for the pure fact that I want to see what they've like come up with story-wise, I haven't watched any trailers. I haven't watched anything. I just want to go in and just watch the like. If it's good, then I'll change my mind, right? But I don't see it. They don't need a sequel. I really do like A Simple Favor. It is what it is, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's my honorable mention.
I love A Simple Favor, but I've not been excited for this movie. I don't know what, because it's the same people returning who made the same film. But I just don't feel like it's going to be good because, as you said, they didn't need a sequel.
Yes, but I love Henry Golden, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna see whatever he's in. So that's my honorable mention. What's yours, Billy?
Okay, so I have a shit ton of honorable mentions. I have
Oh,
more
okay.
honorable mentions than actual list. My honorable mentions are F1, Lilo and Stitch, The Fantastic Four First Steps, Jurassic World Rebirth, Megan 2.0, Weapons, Nobody 2, and Materialists. That's in no particular order.
Can we just talk about how you just like took my entire list?
I was going to say, maybe that intro was pointless because I was starting to think maybe we won't have any crossover whatsoever.
No, it's fine. We just won't talk about it right now. We can talk about it later because
Okay.
you just threw that to me. Go on then, Billy. Why are these honorable mentions?
Well, I just have 5 other movies I'm looking forward to more. Like I have to say there were 3 movies fighting for the number 5 spot. I was really struggling with that number 5 spot.
Do you want to go your number 5 then?
Okay, yes. So my number 5, you might be surprised that I have this even on my list because I mentioned a couple of episodes ago I hadn't even seen any of the movies in this franchise. My number 5 is Final Destination: Bloodlines.
Yes,
Have you got this anywhere?
I have it number 3.
Okay, all right. So we'll wait until we get to your number 3. Okay, what's your number 5 then?
My number 5, my number 5 is Megan 2.0.
Okay.
Because I love a cheeky horror, right? But it's not like a world-renowned horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just want to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I remember watching the trailers for the first Megan and I thought, there's no way I'm ever seeing this, nor am I ever going to enjoy it. And then I watched Megan and I thought, I kind of vibe with it. Like, I kind of like it. So I want to see if they can pull it off a second time. Because sometimes that just doesn't happen.
I mean, I'm actually looking forward to this. It was in my honorable mentions, but the first Megan knew what it was. It didn't try to be anything more than that. It just knew it was dumb fun and it went for it. This looks like the same, but they're going for a different genre with this. They're not doing horror, clearly. They're going, making this an action movie. They're turning this into Aliens.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig it. It just looks self-aware. It just looks fun.
I think it's best to be self-aware in some like cases.
Yes.
Other times it's just like, come on, know what you are and accept it.
Yeah. And that's what Megan
Okay.
is. Yeah.
What's your number 4 then?
My number 4 is Eddington, which is the new Ari Aster film. Is this anywhere on your list?
Eddington? No, I have heard of it though.
Okay. Yeah, Ari Aster is just one of my favorite directors working today. I love Hereditary. I know you're not big on Hereditary, but I love Midsommar. I really liked Beau is Afraid. I think the best thing about Ari Aster is that he's not afraid to take risks. He just goes for it, and he's not necessarily worried about how it's going to be perceived. And I really, really admire that. And Eddington seems like another risk. This is a Western comedy set in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, which sounds nothing like anything he's done before, but that's what really attracts me to it. It's also got a really good cast. You've got Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler. Um, yeah, you just have to say Ari Aster at this point, and I'm there.
I want to clarify, right, before people get angry at me. Yeah, I do hate Hereditary. I did not get that. I love Midsummer, right? I could watch it a million times. I don't think he's a bad director because I love Hereditary in like the director sense, but the acting, I
What
can't do
in
it.
Hereditary?
Yeah, all the acting, like everyone was talking about how good the acting was, and I was like, are we watching the same film right
Tony
now?
Collette
Because
should have
I
got an
just,
Oscar nomination for that film. I think.
you crazy.
The only acting performance I can kind of see where you're like is the older brother, because that's yeah.
Shocking. It was shocking. It takes me out of the whole film, okay?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful, blah blah blah, but the act, I can't get past it. So I'm not a hater on the director and I will be seeing the film. However, I do, it's like a very weird spectrum of I love Midsummer so much. Hate Hereditary. So I don't know where this film's gonna come.
Hmm.
Let me know whether
Okay.
you think, you should let me know if you think it's this side or this side,
Okay.
and then I'll watch it.
Okay. All right. So what's your number 4?
Materialist.
Yes.
I think either it's gonna be the worst thing in the entire world, or it'll go down as a good rom-com. I kind of hate watching Dakota Johnson act, right? She just never delivers properly, which is fine when it's like some of her characters, like 50 Shades of Grey, right, that kind of match the vibe. It's kind of like Kristen Stewart. Sometimes her acting does match the character.
Mhm.
Whether or not it's gonna be with this one, I don't know. And also, I kind of want to see Chris Evans in a good role. And I'm hoping it's just gonna be a fun film.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing with Dakota Johnson is that she's a great actress. She doesn't get given the roles to kind of show her skills.
Yeah,
Um,
I think she would do really well in like a witchy horror movie,
mm,
like as a like a bit more eerie kind of.
I mean, I will
Huh.
say
I
I
look forward to it.
I don't think this movie is going to be as well received as Past Lives. I think because of the genre it is, it's instantly going to be looked down upon. Because second films are hard, and I get that Celine Song clearly wanted to do something different with Materialists. I don't expect this to be a Best Picture nominee.
No, I'm not going into it thinking it's like past lives, alright? I think sometimes we do put too much on people that make their second film or third film and go, it's gonna be exactly like all their other
Yeah,
work. It's not. I don't expect that, especially when they're like a beginning person. Like, yeah, Christopher Nolan films are all kind of the same, but he's been in the industry forever.
mm,
Like, he's gotten what he wants, and he
yeah,
has the script people around him and all the actors he wants, and he's like, that works, right? She's still young into this industry. Let her
uh-huh,
have fun.
yeah,
And if it comes up with such a good rom com, I'm gonna be happy.
yeah.
Because maybe it could be like a fun double feature. You can have your heart broken with past lives and then put back together with material.
Or
That's
maybe
what
it's
I'm
just
looking forward
maybe
to.
it
A
ends
double
up just being
feature.
Heartbreak, a double feature
Don't say
of
that, right?
Heartbreak.
Because I have considered that. I'm like, what if it is heartbreak? And I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. I can. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just pop into Megan. You know what I mean? and it'd be fine.
My number three, I'm assuming I can talk about this because I would be incredibly shocked if this was on your list. My number three is The Naked Gun.
Yeah, it's not my list.
Okay. The Naked Gun is, if you don't know, The Naked Gun is a spoof comedy franchise, stars Leslie Nielsen, and they're rebooting it, starring Liam Neeson. It's being produced by Seth MacFarlane, who did Family Guy, the Ted movies, and it's being directed by Kiva Schaefer, who directed one of my all-time favorite comedies, Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, and he directed the Chip and Dale movie recently, which I thought was really good. Um, I really like that first Naked Gun movie, and also I just think the pairing. I mean, I'm a huge Seth MacFarlane fan. Seth MacFarlane is honestly one of my creative idols. Um, so anything with the name Seth MacFarlane in terms of film, I'll watch. As I said, Popstar Never Stop Never Stopping. It's one of my comfort movies. I could just go back to that movie and laugh whenever I need to. Um, and Liam Neeson there is no one else to play this role. To take over from Leslie Nielsen, he is perfect for this. So I just think the combination of all of those things could just make. I'm not expecting a masterpiece from this, but what I am expecting is just a really fucking good time at the movies.
You just named films that I will hate, so I'll be honest. Ted is really not for me.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Ted's one of my childhood films.
Childhood films?
I watched it when I was about 10, and it was genuinely formative for me. I think that reason
Who let you watch it at 10?
I was very mature for my age.
Yeah. I'm sure you were, Billy. I knew you at your age. I don't think you were that mature. Unless you grew down in that 1 year between 10 and 11 when I met you.
Yeah, I think Ted was very formative in terms of my sense of humour, which probably shouldn't surprise you. Probably doesn't surprise you. Kind of connects all the dots now.
It does. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so you're number three, I think.
I have two ties. It's a tie
Oh,
one.
okay.
What do you think it is, though?
Well, you already said Final Destination.
They're kind of in the same branch, so I thought it makes sense. I had
Okay.
Final Destination and The Conjuring Last Rituals together.
Just a quick note, The Conjuring 4 does come out at the beginning of September, but hey, it's close enough.
Because they're both obviously horror, right? But they're also like very wacky horror.
Yeah.
That also, when I leave the cinema, I reconsider my entire life choices and I think, oh my goodness, I could die like any minute, or someone could completely possess me. Okay. Final Destination, absolute trash, right? But I'm gonna see it, right? And it's like as soon as it came out, I was thinking, oh, yes, I can't wait. So I love Final Destination. The Conjuring, right? It's a love and hate relationship, right? And I say this mainly because The Nun was horrible. Because The Conjuring 1 is a masterpiece of horror cinema that's gone down in history. Annabelle makes me want, and I don't like that my thing is open a bit. That's cute necklace. I shouldn't say the name. It gives me nightmares. Like generally, like The Conjuring has changed me as a person.
Oh fuck, Skye, your wardrobe's opening.
Okay, there's nothing there. It's fine. Just leave it there. Don't creep me out like this, Billy. Go through? No. Anyway, The Conjuring. It's like they're gonna hit me, Billy. Get me out. The Conjuring freaks me out. Okay.
Conjuring freaks me out as well.
I can't sleep, right? So maybe I shouldn't see the film as much that I have, but also because because this is actually part of the Conjuring, not the Annabelle or the Nun series.
Yeah.
Because there's like different branches, so I'm really excited for that one, and I want to see how gory they're gonna make Final Destination. Obviously, The Conjuring is never gory. I just want to see in this new day and age how good they can go far with like CGI, and if it ruins it or makes the film.
Yeah.
Because these films, like the franchises were quite old. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see in 2025 how they turn out.
I mean, I've never seen a Final Destination film, but for me, kind of going back to that Megan thing, the trailers really just look self-aware and tonally this just looks exactly what it needs to be. And honestly, from the trailers, the story actually looks pretty interesting. And a bunch of first reactions have come out for Final Destination Bloodlines, and this movie's meant to be really good as well. Again, this isn't going to be one of the best films of the year, but I think it's just going to provide audiences with what they want, a good time.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting an Oscar-nominated
No.
acting performance for Final Destination, but the Final Destination, it's just fun. It's just a little bit of fun. As you can tell from my list, I really like horror. Okay, number 2 for you, Billy.
My number two, this was my number one most anticipated film of the year when I did my initial list, but something has kind of overtaken it. But I am still extremely excited for this movie, James Gunn's Superman. Um, I think there's a lot to be excited about with this movie. I'm a big James Gunn fan, especially that first Guardians of the Galaxy movie is incredible. And he did a great job with the Suicide Squad as well. The teaser trailer and the marketing in general has been fantastic, but I think the main reason I'm excited for this movie is it's the start of a new cinematic universe. And just that idea alone is very exciting. Now that does mean there is a lot at risk here. If this movie falls flat on its face, then this new DC universe is fucked right off the bat. But if this succeeds, we could be in for a really really exciting 10 years of DC. And I think that's what we really need after you know the iteration of DC we have had. Not that everything in the DCEU was bad, but in general, yeah. So I I trust James Gunn with this. I'm very excited for this movie.
Okay, okay. I didn't know it was James Gunn directing it, which makes it. I'm still not gonna see it. Um, because I can't stand Superman. What are you most excited about? You were excited that it could change DC, or is it
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
you're
think.
excited to see if it could be like Guardians of the Galaxy again?
I mean, it's not gonna be Guardians of the Galaxy.
It could be.
Maybe tonally there might be similarities. But I think this, as you said, this is kind of the chance to revamp DC, and if
Which
this
it
does
really
that,
needs.
yes, exactly.
It
And
really needs it
I'm
because
dying for
Batman cannot be carrying you
yeah.
every single 5 years.
DC needs this. The comic book movie genre needs this. The industry needs this. So
Oh,
there's a
that's
lot.
not a good ever.
There's a lot on James Gunn's shoulders. Warner Brothers have invested a lot of money into this film and the upcoming DC films after that. And it all rests with this. So I've got my fingers crossed, and I have faith.
My number 2. I think you could have actually. I don't know. Can you guess what my number 2 and number 1 are?
I know what one of them is for sure.
Okay.
Um, but I don't know.
Is it 1 or 2?
I think it's going to be two, but I could be wrong. Is your number two F1?
It is. Yeah. It is number 2 because I won. Okay, right. I obviously feel like Formula One is like a phenomenal sport, and we did get more fans from Drive to Survive, and I definitely think this is like another legacy kind of era to have F1, the film. Obviously, it is produced by Lewis Hamilton, and you actually have like the actual drivers and principals in it,
Mhm.
which is kind of cool. And then I love the shots, right? Because every time I see the shots, I'm like, yeah, that's how I see F1, and I know that's not how you see it on Sky Sports, but I just want someone to maybe like understand what kind of goes through my head when I'm watching Formula One, and I feel like maybe it's a chance to have that,
Mm.
and maybe like broaden it out the fan base again because I think it's good to make a sport that is obviously quite an elitist sport more accessible. And obviously you have Drive to Survive, which has like the personal stories, but with this one you actually have like the sport itself, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking forward to. Obviously it's only number 2 because I'm not a big Brad Pitt fan.
That's why I thought it would be number two.
um yeah, so that's why it's number 2. um But I am still looking forward to it. Like, we've obviously, it's been highly anticipated because for the 2024 season, we just kept seeing them filming because they were doing like actual races and stuff to get proper footage. Like, they could have been lazy with this film because there's been so many car films that they don't try this much. But obviously they have Lewis Hamilton as the producer, so they have more access to the ability, and I think that's good. There are some things about the film that I've heard that I'm not super happy about, but I also understand why it's happening, so I'm just gonna take it with a pinch of salt. Like the whole romantic line, I kind of don't like it because we have only one female like head engineer, and that only happened this year, and that's like been really difficult to get to. So it does feel like undermining it by having a romance with her. However, it's a film; they have to have a romantic line. That's just how it goes.
I mean, I know nothing about F1, but I'm purely excited for this movie because it's directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick, and he's implementing similar what's the word I'm looking for? Similar techniques, I guess, where, in Top Gun Maverick, they were in, the planes. And in this, they're properly filming in the cars. It all seems very practical.
Yes.
And it just seems very, very immersive. And that alone is a very exciting concept to me.
Yeah, I think it really just adds more depth to it because they could have just gone off it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this
I'm
was
happy
one
with
of
that.
the three movies competing for my number five. It was on there. It was I'd written out like all my reasons for it not being number five, and then I replaced it with Final Destination last minute. But it was
Yeah.
very close.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Can you guess what my most anticipated film of the summer is?
It's not Thunderbolts, surely. Oh,
I've already seen
oh,
Thunderbolts.
How to Train Your Dragon,
No,
or what's the other film coming out? It's like Karate Kid or something.
no,
Neither of those. Okay, wait 1 second. Let me think. 28 Years Later.
nope.
I feel like that was kind of your film. Smurfs. I swear if it's Smurfs,
No,
I'm gonna
no,
freak
no,
out
God,
right now.
no. I'm not
It's
looking forward to
definitely it's
Smurfs.
definitely not Fantastic Four. There's
No, that
no
was in my
way.
honorable mentions.
Freaky Friday.
Nope.
No. Is that a musical coming out? Is there? I don't think there is a musical coming
It's
out.
not a musical. My number one, my most anticipated film of the summer is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Oh, how did I not guess that?
I've over the past 7-8 months, something like that. I've been watching slash rewatching. Some of them I had seen, some of them I hadn't. The Mission Impossible franchise, and I've just come to realize I think this is my favorite film franchise. I don't think any of the films are masterpieces, but the thing with this franchise, more than any other franchise, is how consistent it is. Even the one film that isn't so good, it's at least got some really entertaining parts. And I think at least half of these movies I've given my second highest rating. I just really enjoy these movies. Tom Cruise is one of my favorite actors. I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, so I will see anything he's in. But it's also Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. Christopher McQuarrie has directed every single Mission Impossible movie since Rogue Nation, so this is his fourth Mission Impossible movie. The collaboration between these two, they've just proven they know how to do it. They have no reason to prove me wrong.
The Mummy.
That's Christopher McQuarrie was only a writer on that, and there were
Was
a
it?
lot of
Okay.
writers on that movie. So
Okay. I'll let go then, because that's what I
no,
think of every time.
The Mummy is the worst Tom Cruise movie. The Mummy is
Okay.
awful.
Okay.
But
As long as you can agree with that, that's fine.
yes, but as a director, Christopher McQuarrie just knocks it out the park every time. Going off the title, it's supposedly the final one. Whether it will be, I don't know. This movie's probably going to flop. Can you guess this film's budget?
Oh God, I probably something ridiculous that I don't want to know how much. Go on, tell me.
400 million.
That's not that much. Oh,
This is
400.
400.
I thought you said 4 million, then I was like,
No.
that's not even an indie budget.
I'd be interested in seeing it in Mission Impossible, but yeah, $400 million.
I feel like an indie version of Mission Impossible I'd watch.
I would be really interested to see that actually. This movie probably has to make $1 billion just to break even, and I don't think a single Mission Impossible has even got to 800 million. Never mind $1 billion. But box office aside, I am so excited for this movie. It's not only my most anticipated film of the summer, but it has become my most anticipated film for the rest of the year. Full stop. Yeah, I'm hyped for this.
I can respect that. What do you think my first is?
Let's have a look.
I feel like it's the most obvious one, personally to me. If you, I don't know if you know that though.
Is it Fantastic Four?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Fantastic
Four is too near and dear to my heart that I feel like they're gonna ruin it.
Okay. Is it Freakier Friday?
No. I'm really offended it's taking you this long. It's like my favorite ever film.
I'm stumped.
Think about it. The very first one is directed by my favorite director. It's obviously not this one, but it starts off with my favorite director. Okay, obviously it's a different director. It's the same director behind Rogue One, which is nope, Jurassic. Whoa, Rebirth. My favorite director is made Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic World. I don't care what everyone says about them. I want more. I want more. This has Scarlett Johansson in it. It has Jonathan Bailey. It's in Island Sea. I want to see what's on Island Sea. Like that's been the question I've been asking myself. I wanted them to make it. I want them to make it more horror, though. I feel like that's where we should go in this direction. And you're gonna be like, Skye, Rogue One was terrible. I disagree massively. I think it's the only new Star Wars that I liked. I don't know if you know, have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know the trailer, but I'll explain it. So obviously we all know about like Island A and B, which was like the original ones where they had them birthed and tested and then they had the actual Jurassic Park. Island C is where they put all the dangerous ones that they couldn't keep in the park and they couldn't control. So they're all on this one island, and then Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, obviously as like scientists, I think. I'm not gonna pretend that I know what kind of scientists they are. They all go, and yeah, it looks interesting, and I kind of want it to be scary. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to this. It was in my honorable mentions. I think it was in contention for my top 5 as well. I'm a fan of Gareth Edwards, especially his last movie, The Creator. I thought that was great. And this film is also being written by David Koepp, who wrote the original Jurassic Park, and this has been described by him as the closest in tone to the original Jurassic Park as well. It just looks like good fun.
Yeah,
and also,
after
Jurassic World Dominion, we need a good Jurassic World movie.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was fine. I was very happy to see the original cast. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love dinosaurs so much. So much. And I can't wait to see it. And also, he did Godzilla right as well. So
yeah.
He has some practice in making animals look really scary. So I'm waiting for it. I want it to be darker. Which I'm hoping they do for Island Sea, and also Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey are good actors. So I can't wait to see what they have to do with it. And also because Scarlett Johansson is she's very picky at the moment.
Yes.
Which I respect, right? You're like the top female actress. Why would you not be picky? So that's what I mean. I think there must be something in the script that she's like, yeah, I want to be a part of it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so those are our most anticipated films of the summer. What are your most anticipated films? Let us know. Thank you for watching / listening. You can find us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. I've been Billy Howells.
I've been Skye Williamson.
Bye.
Bye.